Reincarnation of Kings Chapter 5.1 A Meeting in the Shadows. The white throne room was bathed in an eerie calm, the lingering disquiet among the white pieces palpable. King White, known for his stoicism, sat pensively on his marble throne, the ghost of a frown marring his usually composed countenance. His crystalline eyes flickered with an unusual gleam. It was a daring spark of rebellion, a resolute resolution to break free from the eternal cycle of chess battles. "Hush, my friends," he finally spoke, his voice filling the grand chamber, causing the room's usual stillness to shudder. "I've decided upon a course of action, one that's never been dared before." The room fell silent. The white pieces, each bearing their own distinct, carved personalities, leaned in, curiosity piqued. "And what is this course, my king?" the White Queen asked, her voice ringing clear and bright in the quiet chamber. "I intend to reach out to King Black," he replied. The statement hung in the air, echoing off the cold marble walls, and a stunned silence followed. This was a proposal that defied every rule they'd ever known. Enemies reaching out to each other was not only unheard of, but it was unthinkable. "Are you sure, my king?" Knight White asked, his carved stone brow etched with concern. "This is uncharted territory. We have no way of knowing how they might react." "I understand your concerns," King White said, his gaze steady. "But aren't we all weary of this never-ending cycle? Perhaps together we can find a way out." The chess pieces murmured among themselves, each trying to fathom the sheer audacity and risk of King White's plan. With a deep breath, King White rose from his throne, moving towards the massive chessboard at the heart of the kingdom. Each step echoed the weight of the decision he was about to make. This was no longer a mere game of chess, but a daring foray into diplomacy and peacemaking. "I propose a meeting on neutral ground," he said, holding up a parchment. His voice was a solemn whisper carried by the wind. "I don't know if they will agree, but we must try. We owe it to ourselves to try." The parchment, inscribed with the proposal for peace, was tied to a tiny, swift sparrow, the only creature able to cross the border between the Black and White kingdoms unnoticed. With a final glance at his loyal followers, King White released the bird into the looming twilight. As the sparrow disappeared into the distance, a hush descended upon the White Kingdom. They had entered a new chapter, one fraught with uncertainty and danger, but also laden with the potential for unprecedented change. As King White strode back to his throne, he could feel the weight of his decision but also a glimmer of hope. Hope, after all, was a potent weapon. The stage was set. The chessboard, once a battlefield, was now a forum for negotiation and potential peace. The stakes were higher than ever before. This was no longer just a game, but a daring quest for liberation. For the first time in centuries, the chess pieces felt a flicker of something that transcended the constraints of their existence. It was the flame of curiosity, the allure of the unknown, and the thrill of breaking rules. As the pieces contemplated the impending meeting, the chessboard seemed to hold the promise of something different, a path toward a new, unexplored destiny. The line had been crossed. The die had been cast. The risk was taken, and the suspense was palpable. As the chapter closed, a new saga of intrigue and revolution was about to begin. Under the cloak of darkness, King White moved, his form just a ghostly silhouette against the moonlit squares of the chessboard. The echo of his movements whispered tales of an age-old struggle, each step a sonnet in the grand saga of war. The ivory towers of his kingdom gave way to the obsidian fortresses of the Black Realm, an eerie mirror reflecting the grandeur of his side, yet bathed in a foreboding darkness that hinted at tales untold. "An unfamiliar territory," King White muttered, his voice barely a whisper against the frigid air, yet not entirely unknown. His eyes surveyed the scene, drinking in the starkly different architecture and ambience of the other side. The squares beneath him seemed colder, grimmer, as though reflecting the experiences and battles they had witnessed. Yet, there was an undeniable beauty, a charm in its austerity, its unapologetic contrast to the White Kingdom. As he traversed further, he could feel the weight of unseen eyes upon him, and in the silence, he could almost hear the whispers of the black pieces. He realized, with a jarring sense of discomfort, that he had only ever seen his opponents from a distance, their expressions obscured by the veil of battle. He paused at the heart of the Black Kingdom, his gaze falling upon the empty throne of King Black. There was a sense of silent authority in its starkness, a sense of power that seemed as eternal as the cycle of their existence. Strange, he murmured to himself, we fight, we fall, yet we know so little of each other. His words hung in the air, a poignant echo in the silent night. The stillness of the Black Kingdom seemed to amplify his own solitude, his thoughts resonating louder than the clamor of the day's battle. His gaze lingered on the battlefield from this new perspective, seeing the worn paths of struggle, the tales of valiant fights etched in each square. I am a king, yet a pawn in this grand design, King White realized, the words escaping him in a soft exhalation. The revelation was a drop of ink in clear water, spreading, morphing, engulfing his thoughts. His role, his purpose, his very existence seemed to hang in the balance, caught between the stark reality and his newfound understanding. As he ventured back, the contrast between the two sides of the board seemed to blur, merging into a unified story of their shared struggles and existence. The moonlight washed over him, casting long shadows that danced with his thoughts. King White returned to his side of the board, a changed ruler. He carried with him a piece of the Black Kingdom's silent wisdom, a renewed resolve tempered by the harsh reality of their cyclical existence. This quiet sojourn to the other side of the board was a journey not just across the chessboard, but across the terrain of his understanding. King White realized, the board was not a battlefield, but a testament to their shared saga of existence, of struggles, victories, and defeats. And in that understanding, he found not just foreboding, but a strange sense of camaraderie, a shared destiny that bound him together, even as they stood on opposing sides. Thanks for watching. If you liked our video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We release a new story every day.